afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, can everybody stand up, please? Thank you. You can put your coats and things down for 2 seconds. For about 30 seconds. Yeah, it's nothing. Is everybody okay?
Yeah.
Is everybody okay?
Yes.
Thank you. Just follow me, nice and easy. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Unfold those arms. Come on. Come on, everybody at the back. Ting, ting, ting. Come on, unfold those arms. Come on, let go. Here we go, to the back. Back. You do have space there because I've tested it already. Back. Come on, salsa. Come on, nice and strong and cool. Here we go, back and up and down. Up and down. Come on, man. Up. Don't be shy, guys. Come on. Up, down and again. Come on, stretch. You stretch. Hey, stretch. Here we go.
I'm a physicist, nothing happens to me. Actually, a piece of trivia, it takes as little as 3.6 kilograms to break the collarbone. Let me explain you what that means. 3.6 kilograms. Consider a bone tied up on one end and weights applied on the other end. Initially 2 kilograms, then 3, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, and it stops. What does that actually mean for a real life situation? I mean, in real life, you don't have bones tied up on one end and weights applied on the other end. In real life, you walk down the street, somebody throws you a bottle, it hits you on your collarbone and it breaks it. Something is not quite right. I mean, what are the kilograms and forces in this real life situation? Consider an object with mass m with certain velocity moving towards that direction. Okay. Due to inertia, this object would like to keep on moving with the same velocity at all times. If an obstacle appears on its way trying to stop it, then a force will be acted from the object to the obstacle. In other words, inertia is the tendency of the object to resist any change in its motion. This force will either make the obstacle move or it will break it. And the same thing happens with the familiar gravity force. If you have an object that stands initially still, this massive object, and then you release it, then due to the gravity force, it will start accelerating towards the Earth. And its velocity, which was 0 up here, will become v down here. And of course, when it touches the ground, an opposite force will be acted on it that will change its velocity from v to 0 abruptly, so it will break the object. When I was 1 year old, I actually fell from a pushchair and I broke my collarbone. I cried, and I'm sure I cried a lot, right? But I could not speak and explain what I felt. Neither could I understand other people talking to me, explaining what happened to me. 7 years later, my parents realized that my eyesight on my right eye was reduced due to the fall. So they took me immediately to the doctors and made several tests, and they diagnosed that my problem was actually incurable. Even up to now, whenever I exercise too much, I feel a sharp pain on my right shoulder. And the funny thing is that the collarbone is just one of the 206 bones in the human skeleton system.
I've broken this toe, I've broken this toe, I've broken my middle toe, sprained my middle toe on this one, sprained left ankle twice, sprained right ankle twice, broken my right ankle, got osteoarthritis in both knees. The doctor said from a scale from 0 to 4, 4 being the worst, my knees are actually 3 to 3.5. I've had 2 knee operations on this one. 3 years back, I had a massive sciatica. Do you know when you track your nerve in your lower back? I had that. It went all the way down, into my toe, all the way up into my back, all the way down into my arm, all the way down, up into my neck, into my head, and right round to here. And it took about 2 to 3 months to get back to what I was doing. It's cool. My carpals and this wrists are different, but I can still use them. Fingers different, but hey, still you can use it. I had a hole in this retina. And I went to the hospital and they said that you got a hole, so we're going to have to laser treatment. So I thought, okay, cool. A week later, I went back to make sure it was okay. They checked it, they said it's fine, they checked the right one, I had a hole in this retina. So they had to give that one laser treatment. And I'm a dancer. I just love to dance.
I remember when I was a young undergraduate physicist, like many of you, at my final year at the university in Athens, my cousin, who was a student at school preparing for her A-levels, she called me and said if I could spend some time with her and help her with prepare for her physics exams. So I was very proud to play the role of an expert in the family. You see, my parents didn't really want me to become a physicist. There's not much of a future as a physicist in a small Greek island. But I love physics, so here I am. So I sat proudly with my cousin, and we went through several exercises related to forces, acceleration, friction, and all that. Obviously, didn't need much help, she worked hard. But what I remember distinctively is that near the end, she hesitated a little bit, and she said, Yanni, I have a rather silly question. What is force? Suddenly I became very excited. You see, not even myself could tell what force was. I mean, it's not a physical phenomenon happening out there. Force is more of an effective object we humans use in order to understand the world around us within the framework of cause and effect. we can easily communicate with each other and say, you know, if you push this object with such and such force, you can move it from here to there. But most importantly, the concept of force has predictive power. Consider a massive object that stands initially still. And there are many forces acting on it. Now, with the concept of force, you can predict what will happen to it in the future. If the force is balanced, then the object will remain at the same position at all times. If the forces are imbalanced, then a drastic effect will happen to the object. If there is a net force pointing towards a certain direction, then the object will start accelerating towards that direction. Or it can break.
Something wasn't right. I just knew something wasn't right. I just knew something wasn't right. I just remember walking up these stairs, and I got to like the second or third step. And I remember looking behind. Just thought, yeah, stuff just wasn't right. Anyway, I continued up some more steps, and I stopped and looked again. There was nobody behind me, absolutely nobody behind me. Anyway, I continued up the steps. And you get to another second steps, and I walked up, and I remember looking behind again, and kind of thinking, I don't know, something somewhere is pulling me back. There's absolutely nobody behind me. Anyway, I get near to the top, and my friend's talking to some Dom, and he looks down at me, and he kind of looks down and says, "Naps, you okay?" I go, yeah, I'm fine, I'm cool. Are you sure? I said, yeah, I'm cool, man, I don't know. But obviously he could see something on my face. He knew something wasn't right. Anyway, we go inside the club. This is a few days after New Year's. We thought, yeah, it's cool. We never caught up on New Year's Day. We thought, yeah, me and him go out, have a couple of drinks and go home early. There'd be nobody out there drunk to cause any trouble, nothing. Massive club. Must be about 6 or 7 people in there. So we thought, yeah, cool. We stay here for a couple of drinks. DJ played some wicked tunes, some nice funky house music. He played a lovely track, and I remember just getting up and started to do my thing. Just, wow, feeling nice and everything. I remember there was 4 guys with their backs turned to me, sitting on stools. And I remember dancing. And I remember just doing these things. And I did one spin, 2. And in the first spin, I remember seeing a guy get up off his stool with a beer bottle in his hand, holding it by the neck. I remember him getting up, lunging forward with this bottle in his hand. And just threw that up. Right in my face, right here. And I remember the room just from a Tasmanian speed kind of devil, kind of very moving, this kind of like, doo. I'll never forget the room, the lights. It seemed like it took a year to go around.
Last week, a friend of mine recommended me 2 books written by the distinguished physicist Sir Roger Penrose. Popular books that deal with the relation between the mind and physics. You see, I'm very interested in this topic, so I bought both of them, and last night I sat on my armchair, I picked up the first one, and I started reading. And right on the first page, the author was describing these moments that researchers or physicists